What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. We have another one from Gothix. Race Hustlers. Now, of course, like I said before in my other video, we are still in the month of February. So, of course, all the race hustlers are going to be in full swing because this is the month that they can get the most support and the most money. It's kind of like Q4. It's Q4 for them, pretty much, man. But it's really open season. Yeah, you got your Jesse Jacksons, you got your Al Sharptons, and you have there was another one I just recently came across. What, Tokum X or something like that. Some kind of guy who's like light skinned but thinks he's a brother. Something like that. I don't know, but like there's so many of them like emerging from this Black Lives Matter movement that like I can't even keep up anymore, man. Like who's that other guy? Master J, whatever. I mean, he's not really. I mean, I don't think he really can be considered a race hustler. I mean, he does push a lot of dumb shit. I don't know. I don't really keep up with Master J because I mean, the guy's fucking retarded. Why would I keep up with him? But maybe I should. You know, maybe I should. But anyways, guys, Gothix, we have one here from Gothix. What was I about to say? Oh yeah. Oh my god, lost my train of thought. I'm actually trying to, because a lot of you guys been saying that, you know, some of my videos, excuse me, that it looks like the image is kind of like mirrored, and it's just like how I got my camera set up. It's all like on like this like a little stand here. So I'm gonna try to mirror this. I'm gonna see how it looks with the reaction and everything. Let me know if you guys like this way or the other way better, because again, I've done it like flip the opposite way so far. So again, let me know what you guys think. I mean, I'm just trying new things. I'm just trying to appease the people. You know, trying to be a real YouTuber out here. That's how we do it. Anyways, of course, guys, I have to plug. If you guys would like to support me and the channel, please go to firstwarrior.com. Get yourself some sweet merch. Use discount code SoHeManUSA for 10% off on every order. Fuck, that's a lot. I don't know how these fucking YouTubers do it. Like these other bigger YouTubers, man. That's wow. Okay. I mean, even when I say it's like shit's kind of annoying, but hey, I gotta get my bread. You know, we capitalism out here, man. We capitalists. We gotta get it, man. Like any means necessary. Okay, let me calm the fuck down. Let's watch some Gothix.
Raise your hand if you've heard of George Floyd. Raise your hand if you've heard of Tony Timpa. Raise your hand if you've heard of Victoria Rose Smith. Raise your hand if you've heard of Breonna Taylor. Now, I don't expect everyone to know who all of these names are. That is, unless you're a self-proclaimed activist who's joined the fight against racial injustice, which in that case, if some of these names don't ring a bell, it might be time to start asking why. Hi, my name is Gothix, and today's topic will be covering race hustlers. So, what is a race hustler exactly? Well, professional race hustlers are people who incite or promote division and fear-mongering to exploit racial and ethnic tensions in order to advance some personal, political, ideological, financial, or other agenda. Going back in history, you'll find many public figures who've called out race hustlers. Booker T. Washington, a prominent black educator, was one of them. He said the following: "There is a class of colored people who make a business of keeping the troubles, the wrongs, and the hardships of the Negro race before the public. Having learned that they are able to make a living out of their troubles, they have grown into the settled habit of advertising their wrongs, partly because they want sympathy and partly because it pays. Some of these,
and yet we learned about Booker T. Washington in fucking during like in school and shit for Black History Month. But I've never heard him say this.
Race baiting or race agitation can be found in various places, including politics, Hollywood, and the media, which I find to be the most damaging of them all. Going back to my original question, I asked you which of these names seemed familiar. If you were outraged about George Floyd, then you should be equally outraged to learn about Tony Timpa, a 32-year-old man who died by the hands of police officers.
Yep, the same way.
Did I mention that the officers were also kneeling on him?
Yep.
But if you look at the coverage surrounding Tony Timpa, it's clear that the story wasn't treated in the same way as the coverage surrounding George Floyd.
Exactly.
Race isn't mentioned.
They used the word black man.
And of course, Tony's
Bro,
death didn't spark
that shit was
international
abysmal.
outrage. The same can be said about the case surrounding Justine Damon, a white woman who was killed by a black officer. Again, no mention of race
I
anywhere in
didn't
the
know
story,
that one.
and no outrage.
I never heard it.
What I just
I never even heard
described
the
to you
story.
is an obvious
which
pattern
kind of
in
proves
what I would
Gothix'
consider race baiting. When a story involves a black victim and a white suspect, mainly if it's a white cop, journalists make a point to specify that the victim was black. But in the reverse, when the victim is white, race doesn't seem as important.
Nope.
In my opinion, the reason media outlets do this is to incite an emotional response from the public. And because so many black Americans haven't quite abandoned their obsession with righting the wrongs of slavery, I believe that the media finds these folks to be easy prey. And by the way, don't hurt the messenger. I'm just paraphrasing something that Manning Johnson, a black man, wrote in his book. It is a hangover from slavery when the Negro had to depend on the master for everything necessary for his well-being. At the same time, it proves that no proclamation of emancipation is capable of freeing those who do not wish to be free. The Negro intelligentsia, by far and large, is physically free, but mentally slave.
Yes.
After nearly a century removed
What book
from
is this?
slavery, they are unwilling and incapable of
That shit is
throwing
so
off their
fucking
slave
true.
psychology. Red and political charlatans of all shades, aware of this fact, find the Negro easy prey.
Yes.
So, at this point, knowing what we know about race hustling in the media should pose the question, why? Why do some stories get reported with a racial undertone while others don't? One could say, well, black people are disproportionately targeted by the police. And in that case, I would ask you to prove it. Because the thing that the media, politicians, self-proclaimed activists, and even data won't tell you is that racial motivation is extremely hard to prove. If all the evidence you have is a white cop killing a black man, then I would expect every police shooting to be reported in the same way, even if it's in the reverse. Because again, these two factors don't actually prove racial motivation. Aside from that, there's the matter of selective outrage. I believe that this is due in part to the media choosing to race bait certain stories. Framing a story with a racial undertone is bound to rile some people up, so it's no surprise that there wasn't massive outrage for Tony Timpa or Justine Damon. But Gothix, the reason that there was no outrage with those stories is because the data shows that black people are getting killed at a much higher rate. Stop it. I've already debunked that in another video, so I need you to stop playing devil's advocate for just 1 second and understand that race hustling has been a thing for years, and this topic always gets deflected as anti-black rhetoric, which I get it. If the entirety of someone's livelihood was built off of exploiting another person's trauma, I can understand the unwillingness of wanting to address the problem.
Yeah.
But like I said, the hesitation to keep that same energy is obvious when we compare the reaction to race-baited news versus news that doesn't emphasize race. This may not seem like a problem to you, but let's consider what happened during last year's peaceful protests. I'm gonna trademark that. It seemed like every week a new case of racial injustice would pop up, shortly followed by peaceful protests. As I said earlier, when the media race baits their news coverage, I find it to be an intentional attempt to incite some type of an emotional response from the public. But realistically, breaking news is breaking news. So why would a viewer at home believe that they have all the answers to justify a protest, knowing that a formal investigation wasn't completed? This was especially true in the case of Jacob Blake, where peaceful protests followed in a matter of hours. Flash forward a few months later, and Jacob's on national television taking personal responsibility for his decisions that day. And if you consider the details surrounding some of the other cases tied to BLM's peaceful protests,
oh my God, then he was clearly in the wrong.
Bad choices, bad personal choices. And although it's easy to blame those choices on the white man system, I believe that true anti-blackness comes from excusing bad behavior and encouraging black people to avoid self-reflection, which keeps the cycle going. If you're bad at your job, you'd expect your boss to give you some constructive criticism. If you're messing up in school, I'd hope that your teacher would try to help you. So I'm a little confused as to why people can't keep that same energy when it comes to the bad decisions that some people make in life. which could ultimately put them in harm's way. Why wouldn't an activist be inclined to help another person better themselves? That's a rhetorical question, by the way, because Booker T already answered that for us.
They don't want to lose
Okay,
their
so
jobs.
now that we talked about the media, let's talk about the activists. And just to be clear, I believe there are two types. Activists that legitimately want to do good in the world but may be ill-informed on a topic. And then, of course, the activists who exploit racial and ethnic tensions to gain a higher social status or line their pockets. Which is interesting because I've been accused of saying what I'm saying just for the sake of making a buck, while the same assertion can't be considered for those who make a living off of victimizing black people. At this point, you should know that I'm not a fan of Black Lives Matter for several reasons. One criticism that I had for this organization is that their donations are processed through Act Blue, a Democratic fundraising platform, which is weird to me because I thought the topic of discussion was racial injustice, which isn't specific to one political party. So if it isn't a political movement, then I can't help but wonder why they wouldn't use something like GoFundMe, for example. To take it a step further, where's the money? Has any black person in America seen a single cent?
I said the same thing on Twitter.
Nope, not you, Sir Major Page. Although you'd make a great poster child for a race hustler, I'm actually not talking about the Atlanta chapter of BLM. I'm talking about BLM Incorporated, the organization that spearheaded massive global protests. Where are those donations that Black America so desperately needs in the middle of a pandemic? While you're thinking about it, here's another quote from history. In his book, Color, Communism, and Common Sense, Manning Johnson describes his experience after abandoning the communist movement and explains how communists use certain blacks to achieve their ends. He says, in part, like the Communist Party, the NAACP has collected millions of dollars through the exploitation of race issues. The bigger the race issue, the bigger the appeal and the bigger the contributions. Yet one cannot find any report of any of this money being spent on jobs, specialized training, or combating crime. It is no accident that the NAACP is dubbed the National Association for Agitation of Colored People. The record speaks for itself: millions for agitation and not 1 cent for those things that win the respect and acclaim of other races and national groups. Did you find the money yet? No? Okay, while you're thinking about that, consider this. Why is it that prominent activists such as Al Sharpton, for example, seem to get richer and richer while the same people they advocate for are still broke, even years after activism? Does that not go through anyone's mind?
Like, how stupid are y'all, man? How do y'all not see
celebrities who regurgitate the notion of victimhood and oppression to their fans? We're being hunted in the streets, says LeBron James as he types from his mansion that's specifically not located in the hood. Finally, let's talk about Black history and why I consider it to be selective Black history. As I mentioned in this video, Booker T. Washington and Manning Johnson are, in my opinion, pretty significant figures that should be talked about more often. If I had to add a few more names to that list, I'd also include the likes of Walter Williams and Tom Sowell. So in terms of Black history, why is it that these names get passed up while topics relating to the atrocities of Black slavery, Jim Crow, and racial injustice seem to be the focal point? Why do historical figures who believe in self-fulfillment or reject the idea of victimhood get little to no attention? I already know the answer to this, but you know what? Here's what Walter Williams had to say. The most damage done to Black Americans is inflicted by those politicians, civil rights leaders, and academics who assert that every problem confronting Blacks is a result of a legacy of slavery and discrimination. That's a vision that guarantees perpetuity for the problems. While we're at it, let's hear what Tom Sowell has to say. Racism is not dead, but it is on life support, kept alive by politicians, race hustlers, and people who get a sense of superiority by denouncing others as racist. And that's pretty much the end of this video, but before I go, I do want to bring up one more point to drive this topic home. Going back to the media's selective and inconsistent news coverage, I'm curious, how many of you have heard about Victoria Rose Smith?
Not me.
Anyone? Well, Victoria was a white 3-year-old girl who was beaten to death by her Black adopted parents. Victoria's death came only a few weeks after her adopted mother said this on Twitter. In my house, my black children get treated the same way as my white children, and my white children get treated the same way as my black children. It's a shame that when they go out into the real world, that won't be the case. Hashtag white privilege, hashtag Black Lives Matter. I don't think it's a mystery as to why the news overlords haven't picked up on this story. And if I may add, this example shows the stark contrast of those who promote hate and division under the guise of activism. Is this the part where we use the hashtag say her name, or is that reserved just for black people? If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Also, a huge shout out to my Subscribe Star members for sponsoring another video. My name is Gothix, and I'll see you on the flip side.
Alright, Gothix. Guys, I'm gonna leave Gothix. I'm gonna leave the link to her channel down in the description below. Go subscribe to her. That kid knows her shit. What, like, I don't, like, what more can you say, man? Like, what more can you say? That's what I'm saying, man. I wish that I didn't have to be so hard on my people. But come on, man. You guys have been duped for years. And again, I'm not the smartest person in the world. I'll be honest, I'm a fucking dummy. But at least I'm out here trying to learn and get better and educate myself. And even I can see through the bullshit all these years how these top figures, these Al Sharptons, bro, I've known about Al Sharpton since that was like in the 5th or 6th grade, maybe even younger. I've always known about Al Sharpton. He's made so much like appearances and cameos and TV shows. I think he was in I think who was it? I think South Park. I think they did a bit on him. But I mean they come for everyone equally, but bro, and even I know all those years you guys have been listening to Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, all these people, and they're still getting richer while you're still broke, and yet you're still supporting them. Like it's I would think that for people who call themselves kings and queens, that they would have the intellect and the smarts and the know-how to say, hey, wait a minute, I have been supporting this motherfucker. I have been following what he's been doing for quite some time. Okay, I've been giving him donation after donation, and yet I'm still in the same fucking place I was all those years ago when I first started supporting him. Maybe there's something fishy about what he's doing. Maybe something, maybe they're trying to pull some kind of scheme over on us. Maybe they're trying to, trying to call in some money. It never comes up in the black community, and it's so infuriating, and it's so, again, because I'm not the smartest person in the world. I'm not the smartest person in this little area that I'm in right now. But even I have the wit and the know-how to say, hey, guys, again, I've been watching Al Sharpton for quite some time. I've been seeing you guys follow Al Sharpton for quite some time. Yeah, I see you guys giving out those donations and whatnot, and all that, pro-blackness. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But I've been watching you guys since I was a little kid, and I'm almost 30 now, and you guys are still broke. So I'm wondering, and you guys are still complaining about the same bullshit you were back then. So I'm wondering, I'm just kind of saying, like, is this the day where you guys, kind of level up? Is this the day you guys get your shit up? No. Okay, you're gonna continue to support Al Sharpton and all these race baiters. You're gonna, okay, that's cool. That's interesting. I mean, why? I mean, you're just kind of helping his cause. You're just kind of lining his pocket. Why don't maybe you guys should, I don't know, like, maybe look more into what's going on? No, you're not. You're just gonna what? Oh, you're just gonna follow blindly. Oh, alright. Well, okay, yeah, like you were. Okay, well, I'm just saying that I've been watching you guys. I've been seeing you guys sit in front of the TV, absorbing all that bullshit since I was a little kid, and you guys are still in the same place that you were when I was a little kid. And like I said, I'm almost 30, so I'm just wondering, like, okay, all right, well, all right, well, good luck with that. I wish you well. I don't know. It's been like it's been like 20 years. I don't know what. Okay, all right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave. So, yeah, you guys. All right, yeah, you guys have a good one. All right. Oh my God, bro. I don't know, man. And again, I believe I said this before. I got a comment saying how, you know, how even it was like kind of like my first hate comment. I got that comment made me proud because that made me feel like, you know, hey, I'm doing something good here. But what did that comment say? That basically how I excuse, you know, whites behavior and how I'm kind of, you know, being really hard on blacks and not, you know, blah blah, like why don't I criticize whites? Like again I come after everyone equally. I don't know what the fuck is really going with white people. I only can speak on my people because I know my people. I've been around my people. I am my people. So I mean, it's like I see this and I actually see what the fuck is going on. And again, you can't save all black people, sadly. A lot. There's gonna be most that's gonna be just completely lost. So I mean, whatever the few that we can pick up along the way, hey, let's just keep it moving. But I don't know what everyone else is doing. I can only try to at least try to educate the few, like maybe 1% of the blacks, maybe 1-2% of the blacks that are actually willing to listen and actually hear me out, actually look at things from a different perspective. Who knows, man? Maybe it'll change their life and they'll, you know, actually do better in life. So I don't know, man. Like that comment, man, that shit was just retarded. Like how the fuck can I don't excuse anyone, you know? If example, like let me see, a good example. Yeah, okay, like let's just say if I'm walking with one of my friends, well, two of my friends, let's just say one was black, one was white, okay? We're just walking in the woods, whatnot, we're just, you know, maybe on the way to the lake or something, going fishing. This is just an example. If I see a snake in the bush and I know it's gonna hurt them, I'm gonna warn both of them equally, like, yo, whoa, guys, like, I see a snake in the bush, like, don't go over there. You know, I'm not just gonna let, you know, one person just go out there and get fucked up and hurt and shit. Like, no, again, like, I come after everyone equally. That's true equality. Like, I don't come down on blacks more. I don't come down on whites less. The reason why I speak up on blacks is because black people are doing a lot of fucked up shit, and the fact that I got that comment made someone realize that, hey, I'm offended by this because it's true. That's why he wrote it, or he, she, it, they, Z, whatever they want to be called. But that's why he wrote it. I'm pretty sure that's why he wrote it, man. But again, guys, I'm just letting you guys know I'm letting you guys know straight up front. I come after everyone equally. I don't give a fuck if you're black. I don't give a fuck if you're white. I don't give a fuck if you're Spanish. I don't give a fuck if you're Italian. Bro, you're gonna catch these hands, bro, equally. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, come on, man. Like, that shit is just stupid. But guys, I'm getting out of here, man. I'm getting out of here. I'm just saying, man. There's a reason. There is a particular reason why some, just like Gothix said, there's a reason why some news and some stories are different than others. Why? You guys can actually go back and actually look. You can do this experiment right now. Look up all the cases where someone black was killed by the police, and look at all the cases where someone white was killed by the police. And you're gonna see, in pretty much every one of those instances where blacks were killed by the police, they're gonna mention race. They're gonna mention, oh, black man. They're just gonna mention all kinds of bullshit to have you get that emotional response and make you think some kind of bullshit narrative that is simply not true. Like, what more can you say? Again, you don't have. Again, fuck me. You don't have to believe me. Go do the shit yourself. Like, you can make it like a little project or something. Look up every single one of George Floyd. You can look up Jacob Blake. You can look up what was the other guy? Trayvon Martin. Yeah, there you go. You can look up anyone. Look up those guys. Again, look them up and compare them to all the white people that have been killed by cops. You're not gonna get. I mean, again, man, I just wish that. I mean, again, you can't save everyone, but I just wish that my people just weren't so stupid. I gotta be honest, man. We're just so fucking stupid. It's just like in that one of the books that I think it was Booker T. Washington, how blacks are freed physically, but in here we're still enslaved. That's why all they can do is talk about slavery and race all day, bro. I'm telling you, man. Even the old heads that I'm around, bro. Even the ones that I work with, you can sit by them for maybe, let's just say, an hour, and probably 10 minutes in, one of them is going to talk about race. One of them is going to talk about, how back in the day, whites did this. Yes, we know what the fuck happened. But the thing is, it's not like that anymore. And again, you're still chained up here, man. And again, you can't free all of them. You cannot. But if you can just free just a couple, and hey, it is what it is, man. Again, because blacks have been so indoctrinated and so duped so badly that they just, I don't know, man. It's like they just want to stay down. And even when you look up these figures that thinks that they're trying to help them lift themselves up, no, man, those are the biggest ones you need to watch out for, man. The con artists, those are the ones you need to watch out for. But again, we're not going to save everyone. We're not going to save most. Help. We're not going to save most of them, all right? But we can only do what we can do. So guys, I think I'm gonna just leave it at that. I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. It's just tough, man. It's just really tough. All I can do is just keep spreading the word, and maybe I can inspire someone like Candace Owens or Brian and Tatum, Larry Elder, Thomas Sowell, Gothix. Hell, even Miz and Lucas, that crazy ass. But I don't know, man. It's just a damn shame. It's just really a damn shame because it's like, I don't know. I'm getting out of here, guys. Again, if you guys want to support me and support the channel, please go to firstwarrior.com. Use discount code SoulFumanUSA to get 10% off on every order. I keep always wanting to say discount. I don't know why, but I'm getting out of here, guys. Oh shit, yeah, I'm getting out of here. It is cold as a bitch. I'm gonna heat up by the heater, get cozy, maybe have myself a PB&J sandwich. We're gonna do this again. It's gonna be real fun. I think by this time I have this uploaded, I may have some more either Demon Slayer or redo of Hero. If you guys want to check out the other channel, So He-Man TV on YouTube, if you guys want to do that, you can. I'm not forcing you. I mean, it is what it is. I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything, guys. I'm getting out of here. So, take care. Bye-bye.